Hi, and welcome to another HC Media Group training course. Today, what we'll be looking at is corporation tax, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about how it works, how much it is, and more importantly, if you have to pay it and when you have to pay it. My name is Joe Hamilton. I am an award-winning author in business. I currently have a book out there on the wonderful Amazon, and the book is around digital marketing. The book is called, wait for it, Cake. I hear you all say, why has he called a digital marketing book on Amazon Cake? And again, I just wanted to make a light-hearted title out there, so I called it Cake purely because, for me, this book has got all the ingredients that you need to be a digital marketeer. So just a catchy title. It really is a good book. If you're looking for to learn a little bit more about digital marketing, then it's well worth a read. As I say, it's out there on Amazon and it's called Cake. I'm the managing director of our business HC Media Group. We're the fastest growing marketing agency in Essex. We started up just approximately 2 years ago now, and we're based in Colchester. We moved into an office just down the road from the castle in Colchester, and since doing that, we have just grown from strength to strength. I'm really proud of our success. And as I say, we are the fastest growing marketing agency in Essex. I myself personally, I have managed over 200 retail stores from different high street names up and down the country, but looking after in the main business management. And of course, I've looked after their finances and indeed human resources to make sure that we capitalise and drive forward the net profitability of individual stores and indeed of different areas. My specialism is growing business through, as I say, business management and finance. And as I say, I've worked with some high street names which you will be familiar with. And that's just a few of them there. I did start off, many years ago with the wonderful Whitbread, which you may all be familiar with, Whitbread Inns. And after that, I moved into being working with Thresher. So Thresher at that time was the biggest off-license chain in the UK. And I started off, as a branch manager in their Romford store. There was about 10 staff. It was a flagship store, believe you me. It was one of the most profitable in the country. And I've really enjoyed working with Thresher. I soon got promoted to area manager. And before I left Thresher, I was a regional manager within that business, and then decided, what can I do? What other business can I share this amount of knowledge and this amount of information and make them successful as well? So I then moved across to work with the Co-op, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, really, really good company to work for, before moving to Well. Well is a pharmacy business with stores up and down the country. Again, a really, really good company to work for. I was an area manager with them for about 11 years. My area was Essex and North London. So as you can imagine, all the trials and tribulations that go with managing different stores within that area. So say 25 stores, about 260 staff. Again, a really very successful area, and as I say, a really, really good business to work for. But not only those high street names, I've also worked with hundreds of smaller little businesses, and some of them only had 3 or 4 staff. I worked with them on a consultancy basis, so looking at the whole culture within that particular business, what they could do to be more effective, more efficient, to drive, let's face it, their bottom line profit. So again, I really enjoyed some of that. And part of this training is for me to be able to give back to you guys and to be able to share some of the information and the knowledge that I have to support your business also. If you'd like to get in contact with me personally on a one-to-one basis, then please do. It'd be great to talk to you. Just email me at team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. So that's team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. It would be lovely to talk to you. So, furthermore, we're now going to take a look at, I'm going to teach you just a little bit about corporation tax. So what is corporation tax and do we need to pay it? Corporation tax, put simply, as I say in the very first line there in the UK, is a tax that limited companies need to pay on their profits. That's it. Sole traders don't, of course, need to pay corporation tax, but if you're a limited company, then you will. So corporation tax is a bit like income tax for monies for companies, but the difference is that the companies don't have a personal allowance that you would have normally with personal income tax. So this means that as soon as your business starts making profit, it needs to start paying corporation tax. The corporation tax at the moment, the rate is 19%. And you will need to start paying corporation tax on your profit, unless, of course, in previous years you've made a loss. So, for instance, if you've made a loss of, 20 grand, then you carry that into the current year, which reduces your amount of profitability. Hence, you'll pay less corporation tax. And payment is usually at the end of the calendar year, but again, I give you the exact dates and the time for when you need to pay your corporation tax. So, how to work out how much corporation tax that you need to pay? So, corporation tax is really quite complicated, and I've tried to simplify it here. But your corporation tax is calculated as a percentage of your taxable profit. So we get that, and we understand that, but working out your business corporation tax does require some skill in accounting and your accurate bookkeeping. And you'll also need to understand what tax relief your business can benefit from. So in some instances, you'll be able to reduce your corporation tax by being able to claim certain expenses. But it is best, believe you me, it is best to seek professional advice from a business accountant to get them to prepare your accounts for you. Honestly, the time spent for you to be able to understand what expenses you can claim and what you can't would cost you a fortune. Honestly, the money an accountant will cost you will say they will save you that amount of money, and it'll offset their payment. So my advice would be to get an accountant to work out your corporation tax for you. So how do you pay your corporation tax? So once the accountant has set it all up for you and they've claimed everything you possibly can to try and reduce your liability, as we said, the current tax rate is 19% on company profits, which quite simply, the business, if you've got £100,000 of annual profit, then you're going to pay 19 grand. And you've got to pay your corporation tax 9 months and 1 day after the end of your accounting period. So if your accounting period usually your financial year. So if April is the start of your financial year, like it is with us at HC Media, then our corporation tax bill is due on the 1st of January the following year. So again, just to be clear, so if your accounting year starts in April, you'll need to pay your corporation tax on the 1st of January. So we'll need to pay our corporation tax on the 1st of January 2021. And guys, the top tip here is make sure that you pay HMRC and customs by the deadline, because they may charge you interest if you don't pay them on time. But on the flip side of that, if you're ahead and you pay your corporation tax before the deadline, they'll pay you interest, and I think the interest is 0.5%. So they pay you 0.5% interest on that amount of money from the day that you pay it up until the 1st of Jan. So I guess it works. It works both ways. I find myself personally, by paying our corporation tax, that the most easiest way to do it is to do it by direct debit, and it's done and it's scheduled as far as payments are concerned, and it's less of a headache, to be honest with you. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Corporation tax. Yes, it is difficult to work out. Believe you me, it really is. You really need to know what you can claim and what you can't claim. But the process of it is really quite straightforward. And as I say, if you have an accountant to do it for you, then it's absolutely dead simple. because the money that they will save you will certainly offset the cost that they're going to charge you to be able to prepare your accounts. So if you do need any more help with the subject that we've just been that I've just been teaching you, then by all means, please get in contact. Send me an email to team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. That's team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. It would be lovely to talk to you. I hope you've enjoyed this part of the course. I've been Joe Hamilton. Thank you for listening.